Let's get started. Shalom. All praises be to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to say Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel who endure all things for. Shalom to all the Akim, you sisters that believe on Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai until the bitter end. I say it once again, Shalom. So this is a walk and talk in the spirit. It's in my spirit to want to talk about this. So let's get started. Let me flip the camera though. I'm gonna take my sweet time and I don't want about to Zach. This is edifying to some degree. So since early January of this year, starting in 2026, I found myself very overweight and I had to do something about it because I know that for myself. I'm pretty sure other Akim, a few sisters that feel the same way as well, is that being very overweight and just unhealthy in general is not a great feeling. It doesn't feel right. You feel like weak. You feel just physically not there, so to speak. But like I said before, I put my health first and I put myself, you know, above my own desires and whatever needs and different vices, so to speak, to the background, to the backyard, because at the end of the day, you are your own vessel and you have to take pride in the vessel that you're in and what the Lord put himself, well, what the Lord put himself, in whatever flesh he wanted you to be in. And as of right now, I feel so much better about myself. It's not to say that I never have. I always feel great. I always feel like I'm on top of the world, but it's one thing. There's just something about having a powerful body and a strong body, like it talks about in the book of Sirach 15, that health and good estate is above all gold and a strong body above infinite wealth. And there's nothing better than having a sound mind and a strong body. Because, of course, you can have a sound mind, you can be perfectly okay when it comes to being the spirit. But what if your flesh is kind of weak? What if, for some reason, you have certain ailments, sicknesses, things like that, and then you just allow yourself to let yourself go? And that's the last thing you want to do, especially knowing that you're supposed to be very healthy and very active, so to speak. The average Babylonian, they already know that they have to take care of their health. They know for a fact that there's no other way to take care of yourself but by remaining active and eating, of course, the correct foods, because you can't just go about working out all the time and doing all this cardio, but at the same time, your whole diet is terrible. And by diet, it's literally just what you eat on a day-to-day basis. If you eat like shit, if you eat bad foods, like things with high trans fats, shalom to Yahweh's will in Testament 1428, Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Malak. If you eat bad foods, if you eat things that are not healthy, that are not satiable for your health, you're gonna feel it. I know for myself that earlier this year, I was kind of eating junk food. And not to say that I always ate it. Shalom to Ariel, Yasharala, 777, Yahweh Bashin Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Malak. It's not to say that I always gorging and eating junk food and like trans fats and high sugar and high fructose corn syrup. It's more so that I started putting in a little bit more than usual in my diet. And then I slowly but surely started gaining weight over time. And I was like, oh, nah, this is not good. And I was 225.4 pounds in January of this year. And let me tell you this, I didn't feel good. And I was like, I got to do something about that right now because there's no way I'm going to allow my vessel, which is what the Lord is using right now, to just be, you know, a disgrace, so to speak. You have to take care of yourself and you have to put yourself above all the desires that you may have, the fleshly stuff that you may desire. Like, let's say, for example, I love sugar, but I know for a fact that I got to stay away from it. There was a time when I was pre-diabetic and I had literally a chance at receiving diabetes, but the water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that it did not happen to me. I'm well taken care of in health and physicality, and it's only getting better. It's not getting any worse, you know? And best believe that our people in the ancient world, they always knew that. Shalom to Angel Padilla, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Brakata Malak. And let me know if I'm shaking too much as I'm walking because I want to be sure that that's not happening. It's just my natural gait. Salakia. You fixed my hands. You know what? I'm gonna hold both hands right here if that's better. Yeah, man. So it's best that you take care of your health because nobody's gonna take care of it for you. And the only person that can do that is, of course, yourself. And you gotta have the Lord on your side as well because the last thing you want to do is to forsake yourself and the water, Akia. The last thing you want to do is to mess up your own vessel in this life because everything's already defiled as it is. You know, the food is full of GMOs. The people are eating so much sugar and caffeine. They don't care about their own health. We don't want to be like these people. I know for myself, I don't. I want to be bold as a lion. Let me get this brother's precept, Daniel chapter 1 and verse 8. But Daniel Allah purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. Ooh, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. And he knew better. He wanted to be a part of setting a great example of being holy, which literally just means to be separate. You see, but this whole entire world has a concept of being holy, as in like this mystical woo stuff, this magical, fairy tale stuff. No, being holy just means to be separate. And when you really dive deep into it, and it just hit my head right now, you want to be separate in everything. The way you carry yourself, the way you move throughout the world, the way you speak, the way you talk, what you eat, things of that nature. And I don't mean to sound like such a guru in any way. That's not what I want to do. It's more so just make sure that you're doing good and health wise, body wise. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. You don't have to do anything that's so like um I guess you can say heart stomping, heart pumping, just literally take care of your vessel because nobody else is going to do that for you but for yourself. In verse 12 through 13, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat. And as thou seest, deal with thy servants. You deal with what you got, and I guess you can say being a content, because there's also a thing of, and I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of doing this sometimes. You're eating too much. Eating a lot is a demon. Plain, there's no other way to say it. It's an actual demon, and you have to control yourself. And let me say this too: doing all that, just gorging yourself in a lot of food, and just going about your day like it's normal. Understand this: it's not. It's an actual demon in Babylon where you overconsume. You're doing way too much, and that's not good for yourself as well. Whether it's food, whether it's drinking alcohol, it can be a whole variety of things. And these are the different vices that myself, and I'm pretty sure Akim as well, have to fight. And that's normal. It's part of the fight itself. Shalom to you. Wanathan, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Barakatah Akia. If you can have discipline with food, you can have discipline with everything else. Yo, if that's not the truth, I don't know what is. I found myself when I'm very controlling with what I eat, it can be anything. It could be flesh, it can be vegetables, it can be just about anything that I desire to put in my body. I find that I can discipline myself in other things. I know that sounds so like minuscule. Like, what are you talking about? It's not that serious. I'm dead serious. When you can say, no, I don't need this, you can do that to anything else. You see, most people, they have to have that vice. They have to get that little hit. Little did they know that you can just say, no, I don't need that. I'm good. And don't try and resist it. Just give yourself a hard no and keep moving forward. But that's real. Let me say that again. If you can have discipline with food, you can have discipline with everything else. That is a fact. I don't care what anybody says because that's 100% true. Let me go back up. 1 Corinthians 6:19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, the Rakak Kodash, which is in you, which ye have of Yahweh, and ye are not your own. Exactly. It's not really our temple when you really look at it for what it is. It's a temple for the Lord, for him, for you really to exalt him. Like it talks about in the book of Matthews, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. You can't go about going to the altar and doing the work of the Lord out in the highways and hedges when you're eating a bunch of McDonald's and Twinkies and Cheetos puffs and you're not taking care of yourself. That don't even sound right to me, man. You're eating terrible foods that are not nutritious for your body, and then you want to go about trying to do the work of the Lord. Now, of course, you can do that, but is it conducive to yourself and your health and showing the Lord that you want to remain separate? Of course not. Let's just be real with ourselves. I know for myself, that's just, it doesn't sit right in my spirit. And it also says in the book of Romans, if I'm not mistaken, that all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. So just because you can drink a lot, just because you can eat foods that are not what we deem as, of course, unclean, and you just keep indulging it, doesn't mean you should. Just a few examples, nothing too big. Just take care of yourself. Job 6 and 7, the things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Woo! Let me see that again. Job 6 and 7, the things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. And these are things that can taste very delicious to our taste buds. Donuts, candy cakes, ice creams, pizzas. Yeah, they taste good, but is it actually doing you justice for your vessel? We understand the answer is no. We got to be real. Ecclesiasticus 37 and 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meats. For excessive meats bringeth sickness, and fighting will turn into choler. Even the Lord said you can't just be eating too much meats like steaks, uh, chicken, beef, what else? Like fish. Now, of course, this chapter says meats. So we're talking about things like steaks and flank steaks and ribeyes, which I love so much. I love to eat a nice hearty steak, but you got to be careful with that too because you can get high cholesterol. It has saturated fats. Again, it's not bad for you, but you want to be controlled when it comes to your diet. Got to do everything in moderation. Exactly, brother. Exactly. Which I'm gonna call it in the ancient world, and even to this day, our people their diet is primarily fish, vegetables, and fruits. I noticed that. It's always been that way. Now, when we eat meats, it's like in rare occasions, special occasions. That's when we eat meat, especially during the Pesach. We it's mandatory to have lamb. You got to have lamb. If you're a vegetarian, a pescatarian, a vegan, it doesn't matter. You got to eat that Passover lamb, regardless. Job 6 and 8, laying back on 7. Oh, that I might have my request, and that Yahweh would grant me the thing that I long for. And the Lord is going to grant us everything that our heart desires soon enough. So much more better. So much more better than what we have right now. Because what we have right now is all temporary. But what the Lord has in store for us in the kingdom of heaven is going to be forever. Like it says in the book of Daniel, the saints shall take the kingdom and shall possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Nobody's going to take away the kingdom of heaven from the nation of Israel, starting with Yahweh Shai, who has first dibs on everything. The heathen, the riches, the wealth, the status. Yahweh Shai is going to have first dibs on all of that. And the Wadi Yahweh Shemel Shai, that we're able to have this knowledge and this truth. And now people who want to be like everybody else, they want to remain in the likeness of Babylon. We stay separated from them. I know for myself, I feel great knowing that. And I don't want to be like anybody in this world. I want to be myself. There's a lot of copies throughout Babylon the Great and throughout the four corners of the earth. And everybody just wants to act like they got the answers to life when the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the servants, have all the answers actually. Because it's all in the scriptures and we're able to break it down correctly, unlike the Christian and Catholic Church, which has lied to our people constantly, day by day, always telling us that Caesar Borgia is for everybody and that you can eat whatever you want. You can eat swine's flesh. You can sacrifice swine's flesh, just like in ancient Greece. what they did to our people. They had us sacrifice abominable things like swine, and they're gonna pay for that shit. Best believe that. You're not gonna get away from doing that abomination, expecting you to get away from doing all of that from to the nation of Israel. Get the hell out of here with that. Sirach 37:31. But by surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life. Yeah, exactly. You take heed, you prolong your life. Just like in the Torah, it's the instruction manual on how you're supposed to conduct yourself on earth. It's literally the way you're supposed to conduct yourself as you're alive on this earth. See, the people, they just do whatever feels right to them. But we know that the Lord has already set in stone the standard of living on earth. Because this is not living. All this concrete, you know, ozone depletion in the Earth's atmosphere, walking on concrete, your lower back is hurting. I'm only 20 years old. I'm already getting lower back pain and knee pain. Like that's hell. And that's why we got to take care of ourselves. Ecclesiastes 8:15. Then I commended mirth because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry, for that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life. Exactly. There's nothing more than what you want, what you desire. Mirth, having enough food and eat, to drink, clothing, you don't need much. You see, but this world has told us that success is having $100,000 in your bank account, 6K, no, six-figure salary, and that's the success of what it means to be in Babylon the Great. When true success is following and obeying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, nothing else. That's true success. The success of this world, I don't care about it. I can care less about it. I know that the Lord has in store for the nation of Israel nothing but greatness. Let me go back and read it again. Ecclesiastes 8:15. Then I commended mirth because a man hath no better thing under the sun than to eat some quality foods, and to drink, have some good wine and fresh water. And the water that we drink here is so polluted. It's full of fluoride. It's nasty for your health. It's bad for your brain. Even down to the toothpaste. The toothpaste is poisoned. And to be merry, to be happy, to not care about the things of this life, you should be merry because we got the secrets. We got the keys. We got the understanding that most people wish they had. For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which Yahweh give him under the sun. And the Lord is the one responsible for giving us our daily bread. We have to. We have no choice. So as long as we're here, take care of yourself. And for me and myself and not, but can't do with the portion of the king's meat. In the kingdom, we're really gonna enjoy food exactly. Exactly. Real food, real drinks, real water, real everything. Because all you got nowadays, when you drink water, you drink essential water, Poland Spring, Fiji water. It's fake ass water. It's weird. Shalom to Hananya, Yahweh Bashim Shai, Bragata Akia. Again, in the kingdom, we're really gonna enjoy food and drinks, the real ones, not the fake stuff that this society wants to uphold. And this whole idea of being successful, that's gonna go out the window of how this world views it. Because once again, they really think that just because, I don't know, you live in one of these places over here, these apartments, whatever, you make $1 million a year, they think that's success. Get the fuck out of here. Salaki for my language, by the way. It's all about obeying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and nothing else. What's up, bro? That's what it's all about. Because they're gonna tell you, oh, making $500,000 a year, $750,000 a year. I don't care about none of that shit. My health, my boldness is all that I care about. Everything else is just whatever. Yeah, it's a yapa day out. That's a fact, bro. And that's about it that I had to say, man. I don't want to keep your brothers and few sisters that may tune in right now and later on, I don't want to be long-winded. With that, I'm gonna say call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai and Adawan Ratazak. I'll be out in the highways and hedges either tomorrow or Tuesday. Of course, it's all up to the Lord at the end of the day, not myself. So, Shalom.